You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast, and this is show number 302 for Sunday the 1st of March 2020.
Where dreams begin.
Hello there, my name is Michelle Young, and together with my good friend Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, darling.
Hello there, my dear. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a long week.
Oh, tell me about it.
For a short month, February has plodded.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad it's not just me. I thought February was dragging on for way too long. I know we've got an extra day and all that, but you know.
I know, bonus day. Woohoo.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about you, but I've not really been doing a bit of any Disney recently. I've not done any trip planning. I haven't done any daydreaming. I think over the next couple of days, I need to program in some time to sit, reflect and think about some of the upcoming adventures and where I'd like to go in the future.
I know, it's very, it's difficult, isn't it, when you're busy and you've got work and everything else going on. Just sometimes you need to find those pockets of time and go, actually, you know what, I am going to let myself indulge and dream and plan and just take the time out, because otherwise we kind of get bogged down in boring real life stuff, don't we?
Though the only thing I'm concerned about at the moment, and I don't want to sound like I'm a panicky Percy, you can't mention travel without the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. And this week we heard that Tokyo Disneyland was going to be the next victim of theme park closure. Yes.
A couple of weeks, isn't it? In March,
yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
They're closing all schools in Japan down for the month.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of public gathering places, like theme parks, are going to close in a bid to try and stop the spread of this illness. And I do know there are people out there that have had their trips coming up in the next couple of months, and they've had to sit down and sort of think, well, I'm going to have to cancel because the parks aren't going to be open.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to plan around, isn't it? Because the governments may not be stopping you travelling to certain destinations. Some destinations they're advising you don't. Some destinations are still okay to go to. You've got what airlines are doing as well, whether they're continuing to fly or not. So it's a very difficult one to kind of factor in, especially if your trip is a way away, you know, maybe in the next 6 months or so. It's not, none of us have got crystal balls. We can't possibly figure out where this thing is going to go, and is it just one of these elements that it becomes another strain of cold, flu, whatever, and we have to just learn that it's there and how to react to it? Or is it going to be something that they can actually get under control? I mean, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, I don't fully understand all these things, but it's going to be an interesting one, because if you've got, you know, good amount of money invested in a holiday, then it's a big decision to take, isn't it?
I know how much I've invested in going on my Vancouver, Alaska Disneyland trip this coming August. And, you know, I am thankful that I have booked travel insurance.
Yes.
And I booked that travel insurance back in December. So I have got that, and I always recommend people that have got any travel coming up, book travel insurance.
Yes, because you never know what might happen.
Yeah. And I just booked an annual policy because I knew I'd be doing quite a bit of travelling throughout this year.
Yeah, you know, and we were thankful of having travel insurance back in 2010 when we got stuck out in San Francisco because of and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that the volcano that erupted in Iceland, because I couldn't even do it back then. You know, but it was great. I got an extra 5 days in San Francisco. I wasn't moaning, but at the same time, you know, we were covered, we'd got the insurance, you know, and it helped us no end, because I had my mum with me at the time who was a diabetic, so needed to get hold of her insulin and other medications and stuff like that. So, you know, when that sort of thing does happen, it's just one of those things that if you've got that peace of mind that from a financial point of view that things are covered, then at least you can go, well, okay, then it's not ideal, but you accept it and you kind of move forward with it.
Completely agree. Anyway, let's move on, because we have a lot of Disney theme park news to talk about. And again, something that came as a bit of a shock to a lot of people About the timing, Bob Iger stepped down immediately.
And not sort of thing, isn't it? Because he's still going to be chairman. Is that the right one?
He's still going to be chairman, and we have now got Bob Chapek in his place.
Yeah. Which obviously those of us that are into the parks will know where that name resonates within the Disney framework. It's interesting. I think because Bob Iger's kind of steered it seemingly so well for however many years it is, there's obviously that bit of trepidation as to where this is going to take Disney as a company, isn't it?
Yeah. There has been a lot of speculation, but he shut that down by saying it was not an accelerated for any particular reason other than I felt the need was now to make this change. So good for him, you know. I'm sure he's going to be quite comfortably off and still keeping his finger in the old Disney pie to keep himself fairly busy.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to leave with a nice load of shares under his belt as well.
Sad for him, he was only the second highest paid CEO in 2018.
Oh, shame.
I know, poor guy. So what do we actually know about Mr. Chapek? Apart from nobody knows how to pronounce his name properly. Is it Chapek? Is it Chapek?
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 I don't know. No, I don't either. Maybe we need to know, you know, if we're going to be talking about it.
He's been at Disney for 20 years.
Okay.
So he has got a really good Disney history. He says that he's incredibly honoured and humbled to assume the role of CEO of what I believe is the greatest company in the world, and to lead our exceptionally talented and dedicated cast members and employees.
Nice statement.
And I will be coming back to that statement later on in the show.
Okay.
Because I think we will have a little chat about some of the conversations that's been going on in our Facebook group.
Yeah.
About what we would do if we were Bob Chapek. What would we want to do? But we have some other news, and let's just have a little bit of a think about the poor people who were sat enjoying their cruise on the Bummer Candy Bertha. And then all of a sudden they got to see a little bit up close and personal underside of water when the vessel started taking in water.
Yeah, it's a proper immersive experience on that attraction, wasn't it? Sorry. Yeah.
Disney released a statement and they said a boat took on some water. Reedy Creek Fire Department responded immediately to this event. Everybody got out of the boat safely. We worked with guests individually so that they could enjoy the rest of the day in the park. The attraction has now reopened. I guess from what they're saying is that they provided people with the ability to purchase new footwear and clothing.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it's a shallow water ride anyway, but that doesn't mean to say that getting socks and shoes wet, of all things when you're in Disney World, is not what you want to happen. It's bad enough if you get caught in one of those torrential downpours. But I would like to think that Disney looked after those guests and made sure that they were sorted.
Yeah, I'm sure they will do, because I've heard from previous people that when something's happened because of a genuine incident like this, and I think a fair few years ago we had our friend Tracy Malaby on the show, and she was talking about when her daughter's clothing got ruined in one of the bathrooms because of bleach on the floor. Disney took care of them. Yeah.
Well, no, at the end of the day, this is one thing that Disney's always had going for it, isn't it? If something happens and it's a genuine accident, it's a genuine out of everybody's control sort of event, they make sure that they look after those guests that are affected. And because at the end of the day, what you don't want is, you know, X number of guests get off a boat and just told to go off and play again. And then they're going to go on social media and, you know, rip Disney apart for not looking after them. So it's in their interest to make sure that these people are cared for and sorted out in the best possible way.
And Disney do that, so...
And they do that every time.
I gather you've been on the weekly Spirit Jersey hunt, Jane.
It's getting a bit like that, isn't it, at the moment?
Just a bit.
I think it's like whenever you and I hook up together and we go, what we're going to talk about? What's happening in the news? And I go, would you believe it? There's another Spirit Jersey out.
I know.
It's kind of like a bit of a mantra at the moment. So, yeah, the two that I've spotted, and there could be more. I think this is what we're going to have to say, you know. It's about a disclaimer whenever we talk about spirit jerseys. These are the ones I found, but there could be more out there. So we've got a Mickey balloon design. So this is on a white spirit jersey with the colourful balloons, pink, yellow, blue, light turquoisey blue, balloons across the bottom, and then across the back you've either got Disneyland or Walt Disney World. I kind of like the back more than I do the front, because on the back you see less of the white.
Yeah, I'm not keen on white for a spirit jersey because I don't know about you, when it comes to the old laundry time or visiting a theme park wearing a jersey like this, it's not going to stay white.
No, or like the phrase that comes to mind when I see white and this particular type of material is I just think of grub. My phrase is grub magnet. It's going to be that thing of like, you're going to wear it, you're going to push your sleeves up once and you're going to look down and you're going to go, oh, what have I done? You know, it's just going to look mucky really quickly. However, there's also another one come out, and I quite like this one, which is not norm for me, and it's quite simple and plain, but it's in a lilac purple colour, and it's got some little bits of glitter going on in the embroidery. So it's just a plain design, obviously with the Disneyland across the back and everything, but this is quite a nice, subtle lilac purple, and I think it doesn't say that it's there in relation to the new parade, but it's kind of got the same colouring that's going on in the parade sort of thing. So I don't know, but I quite like that. Nice, simple. Yeah, one of the better ones I've seen for a while, apart from obviously the orange bird one that we had all over our Facebook feed the other day, Michelle.
Oh, my word. I have never seen something so amazing in my life as that. It looks fantastic. I have got to get one in small for me, please. Along with a couple of the flower and garden trash cans, salt and pepper shakers as well.
You don't want much, do you?
No.
No.
No. Just everything Disney ever released. And by the way, talking about everything Disney ever released, the Betsy Johnson collection.
Yes.
I went online and I purchased the fork Dinglehopper earrings.
Oh, okay.
And they've arrived at my good friend Anthony Markham's house. I can't wait to get them.
Oh, nice.
I know. A little splurge. It meant that the one allotted meal out Tom and I were going to be having during February wasn't going to happen.
Ah.
I have obviously passed this news on to Tom. I didn't tell him it was because I was buying earrings. It was just because I said we've got to take our belts in a little bit and, pay for this cruise, so no meals out in February.
But on the plus side, Michelle, when you do go for a meal out next with said earrings, you'll look fabulous.
I know. And does it matter if we had just sat there eating a block of cheese when I've got those earrings in?
Nothing wrong with a block of cheese, love.
Oh, I love a block of cheese, girl. Any other news from you?
Well, magic happens. The parade has hit, hasn't it?
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Now, I am a big Todrick Hall fan, so I'm probably going to be extremely biased in this little piece here, but I quite liked it. In fact, I will let you into a confession. So I was sat at breakfast with my daughter the other morning, and we decided to watch it a little bit on fast forward. I have to admit, because I had to get out for work. It was a very inconvenient work thing. But yeah, we were both kind of loving it. It's very glam. It's very over the top with all the costumes and this lovely purpley, blue, greeny, turquoisey, lilac-y vibe going on. Molly actually said it's very Mardi Gras. She was getting vibe from the costumes and the colour theme going in it. It's very glam. It's Disney camp beyond camp. And I just love it. I think it's great. It starts off, you've got Mickey and Minnie, and you've got the Fab Five, and everybody going through. They're showing it twice a day at 3:30 and 6 o'clock. And then you've got Moana in there, you've got Frozen in there, you've got Coco in there, lovely shapes to the floats. And I want somebody to confirm to me, in the Moana float, I think there was some sort of projection or something going on in the back of it, from what I could see. I don't know. There's Sleeping Beauty, you've got the Three Good Fairies, and they're kind of spinning around on some sort of moving platform, which looked really cool. You've even got Maui on his own float as well. And there was Hey Hey going around. Me and Molly were watching it going, why is there a droid going around? What's the droid doing? Oh, it's Hey Hey. And we were very excited.
Oh, I might have to have a little peek of that at the weekend. I tried to keep spoiler free, but
I would give it a look, because I think even if you was look at it now and then not see it again until you saw it in person sort of thing, I don't think it was a spoil thing. But amazing costumes, very bright, very cheerful, lots of amazing floats with some beautiful designs on there. You've got classics towards the end of the parade. You get your Disney characters. So you've got Pinocchio, Aladdin, Peter Pan, the Genie, Tinkerbell, Blue Fairy, Fairy Godmother, and you've got the princesses at the end. So yeah, some nice takes on like Cinderella's carriage for one of the floats. So and Sword in the Stone in there as well. So yeah, lots and lots to take in. It's about 24 minutes long, something like that.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm very excited to see it, and I just love the music, and I've got a sneaky feeling that it's going to work its way onto mine and Molly's Disney playlist on Spotify if we can nab it from somewhere. So yeah, I've got nothing bad to say about it, but that's maybe just me. But it was just lovely and bright and cheerful and very peppy and camp and over the top. So everything that I could possibly like.
So we can say for Jane that magic did happen for her.
Absolutely. I just want to be there and see it in real life now.
Well, I'm going to go and end off this little discussion with some food.
Ooh.
Starting on the 28th of February, running to the 21st of April, the Food and Wine Festival has begun over at Disney California Adventure.
Aha.
Now, if you are one of our Patreon supporters, listen in. Over the next week or so, we will be recording a bite-by-bite review of all the delicious offerings exclusively for you guys. But as a little, could we say, amuse-bouche for everybody else, I'm going to talk about a couple of the things that I cannot wait to hear about.
Okay.
We have a brunch fried chicken and waffle sandwich.
Okay.
Now, I know in the past I have been fairly dismissive of mixing my protein and my sweet. But this chicken looks amazing. It's got those little bobber balls on the top that we love.
Okay.
You like orange juice, so a real nice bite to it to really help the chicken. It's got
It's
a
interesting.
slaw, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Interesting with the bobber things on.
Yeah, it really is. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, you know Jane and I love our desserts, and I know sometimes for me, I have to cheat a little on the old Keateruni so that I can get my dessertage in. But who could say no monkey bread with caramel whiskey glaze?
Yeah, it does kind of look rather...
And it's decadently doused in pecan nuts on the top.
Yeah, now I'm not a nut lover, but I would have a go at that one.
I'm definitely having a go at that, and I am not going to share it. And for $6, you can buy your own, baby. So that's absolutely grabbing my fancy. But for me, over at a festival booth called Off the Cob, there is a Mickey-shaped caramel peanut macaron.
Oh, you love your macarons, Michelle.
I love my macarons. I love my peanuts. I love chocolate. It's such a beautiful sort of salty, chocolatey mix. It's shaped like Mickey Mouse, so we know there's no calories in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got that lovely filling in the middle of chocolate, the softness of the macaron, and then it's covered in chocolate. Admittedly, it's milk chocolate. I would have preferred plain. But beggars can't be winners.
True.
Beggars can't be losers. And at $6.50...
Get in.
Yeah. Now, obviously, we've had a lot to eat there. What are we going to do to have a little bit of a beverage?
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm going to suggest we go to Uncork, California and have a glass of their finest.
Fair enough. Can I come and join you for one?
You can join me for two.
Ooh.
So, looking forward to seeing everybody's pictures and reviews. We'll do a proper review over for our Patreon supporters.
Yeah.
Right, Jane. we are now going to meander back to that conversation that we started with at the beginning of the show about Bob Chapek taking over as the new CEO of Disney. And we had quite a flurry of responses to the post we put on the Disney Dream Girls podcast family page.
Yes, we did, indeed.
And to be honest, I know we're known for being a Disney theme park podcast, but only a couple of comments referred to the movie side of the business.
Yes, I noticed that actually. A lot of it was very park orientated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this point came through from Jennifer Cole saying, stop making classic animated movies into live action. And I can imagine she was banging her fist on the table as she did that.
Yeah, and I have to say that I do agree with that. I have been pleasantly surprised. I must admit, we sat and watched The Lion King only a couple of weekends ago, and I hadn't gone to the cinema to see it because I was like, no, I'm not going to see The Lion King because The Lion King was great. I have to say, I really enjoyed the live action.
It was
I really
good.
quite surprised myself, and I think they tightened up the story, and it kind of felt a better story. Yeah, and I know that's a bit, I think that's a bit of a Marmite one, isn't it? You either agree or disagree with that. But I was quite pleasantly surprised by it. I actually watched Aladdin for the first time about a month or so ago, because again, I didn't go to the cinema to see it. And initially, I was watching it, and I was like, I'm not 100% sure about this. And then all of a sudden, I just found myself lost in it. Wasn't overly fond of the new song in it, but I actually quite enjoyed it. And I was quite surprised. But I must admit, like Jennifer, I'm kind of like, guys, surely you've got this plethora of talent out there that can do original product, whether it's live action, hand-drawn animation, or whether it's a Pixar animation, which I know they are doing, with the likes of the Frozen and the Onward and what have you, but it just kind of feels a little bit at the moment that their gut reaction is, oh, we need a movie. Oh, what classic can we take and make into live action, rather than what story can we tell? So I do agree with you, Jennifer, even though I have been pleasantly surprised by ones that I didn't think I was going to like, per se.
Yeah. Spot on. Well, another thing that people were discussing quite a lot was Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
And Katie Mason hits the nail on the head completely. I would like to add a few more in-park food options to DLP.
Oh, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please.
And reverse the nonsense of making quick service places into expensive buffets a la Cowboy Cookout. I hate buffets.
Yeah, I'm there with you and Katie. I would completely agree. I think the DLP food offerings, and I know people are going to slam me for saying it, but I think they're really poor. This quick service is basically burger and nugget type affair, isn't it? And then anything else is a buffet or high end. And the lack of snacking options, We like to talk about the different types of foods, don't we? And the different, particularly the snack options that are out there, and the Disney themed snack options. And I'm sorry, but it's not a patch on the American parks at all.
AJ builds on what Katie says and says, sort the smoking out.
Yeah.
Train the staff to be nice. Now, obviously, that's a generalisation because I have come across some lovely staff, but I've also come across some staff that are very, very short-tempered.
Yeah, I know what AJ's saying. We had some lovely encounters when we were there at DLP in the summer, to be fair. But likewise, over the years, having gone quite a few times, again, you're used to the customer service aspect that you get in the US Disney parks. And if you're used to that, sometimes DLP can feel a little bit, she says, struggling for the right word. Yeah, a little bit terse, a little bit offhand, maybe.
No, I agree with you on that one, my lovely, completely. Okay, let's have a look at something else that they mentioned. And biggie was reducing ticket prices, or perhaps even reducing or removing, Erica Barthel, the parking charges for resort guests.
I agree with that one, actually. Like with Erica, yeah, definitely.
You know, it is a big, steep charge on top of your holiday. And I know a lot of hotels have these resort fees, but why should Disney be like every other resort? They should be different.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you know, Disney hotels are not cheap hotels to stay in. So, you know, you'd like to think that that's been factored into that room rate.
Lovely point here from Stacey Mangelello, and I hope I've pronounced your surname right. I tried my best. Limit the drinks at food and wine. It's fine to have an alcoholic beverage, but the drunk fests going on, especially the weekends, are disgusting.
Yeah, obviously it's something I've never experienced, but yeah, I can imagine. I know we always joke about, oh, let's drink our way around the world, but I can just imagine when there's lots more available, it becomes a little bit not family friendly.
Oh, I've seen the bad side of Italy when people get round that side and they are not well and it mixes with Florida sunshine.
Ooh, that's not good.
Not pretty at all. A biggie, and I know there's lots and lots of other comments, and I'm, you know, if you want to have a look at them, please go and visit the Facebook page. But virtually every single person who posted mentioned about cast members. And with what I said at the beginning of the show, that he wants to lead the amazing cast, then he needs to pay them a proper living wage. It is a disgrace that there are Disney cast members having to run 2 jobs, not being able to meet their mortgage or rent or car payments or whatever, when they are so crucial to the theme park's success.
Yeah, it does seem that, I know obviously American employment laws are different to what we have over here in the UK, but you know, we've kind of made strides over here to make sure that our national living wage is a decent amount, and it doesn't seem to be that hard to do. So it would be nice to think that Disney, of all people, being this very, you know, they're very customer service orientated, and the only way you're going to get that is by employing the right people, and to do that you need to give them a correct remuneration for that service.
Completely agree, and virtually everybody has said that. Absolutely. And then another point mentioned with regards to cast members, and this is from Deborah Wolf, saying give the cast member the power to enforce behaviour rules within the park. No chanting, no queue jumping, no yelling on rides. For heaven's sake, she was saying she's heard people yelling on Kilimanjaro Safari. No wonder the animals are going to be there. They're going to be too scared.
Yeah, no, I think this is true. And this even goes back to talking a little bit about DLP and the no smoking and sort of things like that. If there's rules in place, then cast members should have the power to enforce those and recognise when behaviour is going above and beyond being a bit merry or a bit, you know, jovial, and then when it's becoming disruptive.
No, I completely agree. And it was a really good discussion point that we had. Lots of different people's viewpoints. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for contributing to that. Anyone can join our Disney Dream Girls podcast family. All you need to do is find it. A couple of questions to ask to make sure you're not one of those bots and that you agree to follow the rules of the page. Once you've done all of that, I'll accept you onto the group, and we just share our Disney stories, our Disney life, and pictures of trips and things like that. And it's a lovely, warm, small but friendly family.
Yeah.
So, Jen, I'd like to end the show talking a little bit about the month of March, because we are here now.
Mad March, isn't it?
I know. And March to me is going to fly by because we've got Easter coming up very, very shortly. But there's a very special listener who has a very special birthday in March.
Okay, tell me more.
David Maruka. Happy birthday on Saturday the 7th of March.
Is it one of these special birthdays, Michelle?
I'm not going to say because David may never speak to me again, but yes. And I'm not going to say It is, apart from obviously David, you look 21.
Obviously.
And I just thought I'd share a few of the things that also happened on March the 7th.
Okay.
The Alice comedy, Alice the Collegiate, with Margie Gray is released in 1927.
Oh, before my time, love.
Just a bit before any of our time, I'll be honest. Donald Duck's short Golden Eggs was released in 1941.
Sounds very Eastery.
And back in 1942, Michael Eisner, who ran the Walt Disney Company from 1984 to 2005, was born in New York.
Okay.
We all know I had my wonderful Rapunzel theme tattoo done.
We do, yes.
The stage, film and television actress and singer Donna Murphy, the voice of Mother Gothel, oh my word, what a voice.
Absolutely, yeah.
In 1958 was born. She was born in New York, but a lot of people might not know her for their Disney connection. They might know her as Anij, Captain Jean-Luc Picard's love interest in the 1998 Star Trek Insurrection.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that. So even I'm finding out stuff today, Michelle. Ooh.
I know. And it's all because of David.
Oh, thanks, David.
Thanks, David. I think this is another one that David should be really, really looking forward to. One day, David, yours and my path will meet in Disneyland. But back in 2008, Disney legend Bob Gurr received his window on Disneyland's Main Street, USA.
And should be there in permanence, absolutely.
Absolutely, and he is well known for the Disneyland designs of vehicles such as Autopia, Monorail, Omnimovers, Main Street vehicles, the list goes on.
Oh yeah, crikey.
And that ends up with a big bow on the show, with that happy birthday message going out to David. Thank you, my lovely. And we are going to finish off this week's show with a reminder that you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at DisDreamGirls. You can find our show notes, DisneyDreamGirls.com. And you can join in the fun over on our Facebook pages as well. If you've got a comment or question for the show, email us info@DisneyDreamGirls.com. But until next week, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.